Hey everyone, a Nerd Named Mark here with a Nerd Named Mark reviews for Godzilla versus King Kong, or Godzilla versus Kong. And mm, as I drink my coffee from my King Kong mug, this is gonna be a quick review. There's gonna be spoilers. The spoiler lights are on behind me, so that means there are spoilers. And my camera actually got tilted. There we go. Nope. Well, nope. Nope. There we go. So yeah, there's gonna be spoilers. This is the build up for this. This has been built up when Kong Skull Island came out. I was like, oh, we're gonna get Godzilla versus King Kong at some point. And regardless of what side you're on, obviously Godzilla, even though King Kong, he did good. Your boy did good. He came in, saved the day. Um, this is one of those ones where it's two kaijus just battling out. You need to shut your brain off. You're supposed to just enjoy it. It's an action film. You don't need deep story, this and that. And I know a lot of people are complaining about the human element of the film, but hey, that's what's been tying in this whole monster verse, anyways. As of right now, the movie is available on HBO Max and in theaters, and I believe at April 30th or 31st, it's off of HBO Max and theaters only. The I believe the Steelbook already got leaked, and it's gonna be coming out in June or July. Looks amazing. I'll be picking that, but that's not about the movie. Let's get into the movie. So not gonna really talk too much about the story because it's a story. It's fighting. It's monsters fighting, and visually, it was so good. One of my main complaints of the MonsterVerse so far, except for like Kong Skull Island in some instances, but from the Godzilla standpoint, the nighttime rain fights constantly. I get it. It's easier with the CG, so you don't, you won't see any real mistake. It's easier because of the lack of lighting. But this time, we had some daytime fights, and whew, the visual quality of both Kong and Godzilla was amazing. I In the fight scenes, like, yes, I wish there was more fighting, but the pacing of the fights and this and that were really cool. My This seemed like more of a King Kong movie than a Godzilla film. Like this could, even though it's Godzilla versus Kong, they're both in it. Yes, it takes place after King of the Monsters, but this seems more like a sequel to Kong Skull Island, even though that's the whole idea of having a shared, like a full monster verse. But from a story elements and featured character, it's more of a King Kong film. Um, I knew going into it, if you saw my trailer reaction, I called it. My theory was right. This is a spoiler. The spoiler lights are on. Mechagodzilla is in the film. My main complaint was Mechagodzilla wasn't on screen a lot. It was very quick towards the final act of the film, but the undertones, the build up to it was actually done really well. I wish there was more, like when I talk about from the story standpoint, I wish there was more building up to why Mechagodzilla was being built and Serizawa's son, which was news to me. So I wish there was more in that element from the human side of the story. Also, Kong apparently is between Kong Skull Island and now. That's a big time gap because I believe Kong Skull Island took place in the 70s. I wish we had maybe one more Kong film in between because apparently the storm that was surrounding Skull Island actually hit the island and everyone was wiped out except for a little girl that Kong saved. And, Kong no sign language, was hidden. The little girl was communicating with him. I thought all that, those elements of it was really cool. The Hollow Earth was a main plot point of it. And after the other previous Godzilla films and they talked about Hollow Earth, I was actually generally like, are we going to get some Hollow Earth stuff? Are we going to see the center? And it did not disappoint. We got the Hollow Earth. We got the tunnel shown. We actually got the world where the Titans come from. And I was like, okay, this is cool. Now, I know I read some stuff where the director and the writers, they said their whole entire goal when they started Godzilla was to get to Godzilla versus Kong, and that was it. But man, I want more, honestly. I think there's so many more battles we can see. We need a Mothra film. We need Space Godzilla. We need Mecha King Kong. Like, there's a whole, like, even if this is the end of the MonsterVerse, it was so good. It was a good swan song. Do I think this film was better than King of Monsters? No. King of Monsters is my favorite out of all of them. And it just was, there's something about this film. I don't know if it was because it was like an hour and 53 minutes with credits. We don't need a Zack Snyder 4 hour freaking, cut, but I wish I wish there was more, you know? Like I made the reference to a friend where if you go out to dinner when you're a kid and you get your your meat and your potatoes and then you have like the vegetables and the garnish and the dessert would is what you want at the end. And for me, in this film, the dessert was Mechagodzilla and King Kong and Godzilla fighting. So the meat and potatoes, that was Godzilla versus Kong, and all the garnishes and the vegetables, that's the human element. So I have to get through that stuff, and I have to eat the meat and potatoes, and I have to get through those vegetables to get my dessert. My dessert is Mechagodzilla versus King Kong and regular Godzilla. And my hair is messing up, and I don't know what's going on with my hair today. It's bothering me. I can see it in the camera, but that's beside the point. It was worth it. I think the payoff. I think there would have been cool to have some more Mechagodzilla stuff, but given the story and the pacing and the fighting and this and that, it made sense for the final fight how it went. And obviously, Godzilla and King Kong won that fight, and then now King Kong is in Hollow Earth, and Godzilla is just somewhere. And that's why I was like, we can get more. I want King Kong in Hollow Earth. There's obviously a lot more Titans and Kaijus in that Hollow Earth. I want to see that now. Like, there's so many more things they could do. But at the end of the day, as someone who was Team Godzilla, did not disappoint. I wish there was that more actual Godzilla, but at least the plot point of why Godzilla was attacking like human cities and this and that made sense. So some of the story elements made sense. Some of it didn't, and that was from the standpoint of plot holes because of a time gap between like 3 years between this and that. So I get that, but like Monarch wasn't even featured heavy. The military wasn't featured heavy. It was this new company called Apex that were making Mechagodzilla and were trying to, find a way to, basically have their own deterrent against Titans so they didn't have to rely on Godzilla for the eventual Godzilla turning on everybody. And so them developing, Mechagodzilla using the skull of Ghidorah, which if you saw the stinger in the credits for King of Monsters, one of the severed heads was being sold on the black market, which I was like, okay, that's a plot point. And then instantly I knew, oh, this is going to be going into Mechagodzilla stuff, isn't it? So that's really it for those plot points. I think like I wish there was more like plot points aside and some things that just weren't said. But I'm not gonna gripe about the human element. We like the name of the movie is Godzilla versus Kong. That's what we came to see, and that's what we saw. And by the way, if you watch it in 4K and this and that, stunning. I want to see it in theaters. I think one of the things for me that kind of let me down because theaters aren't open here yet. So watching on my TV was one thing, but man, that movie really needed to be experienced in theaters. I think actually one of the last films I saw in theaters was King of Monsters. I'm not sure because no, might have been one of the Avengers or something, but like one of the last major films I remember that I enjoyed that I saw in theaters and loved was Godzilla King of Monsters. So yeah, I really enjoyed the film. I don't think it was the best film. I think still King of Monsters is the best, but honestly, we wanted to see kaijus fight. We wanted to see King Kong and Godzilla just tear each other apart, and we did that. We got it, and you know what? At the end of the day, it was entertainment. It's a fictional story. It's a movie. Too many people are getting up in arms about the human element, this and that. Just enjoy it. Turn your brain off and just enjoy two massive kaijus. Enjoy a giant gorilla. Or, no, not a gorilla. Not a gorilla. My apologies. A giant ape and a giant lizard fight each other in a city. And this time during the day. Because those fight sequences and the filming style were really good. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Godzilla vs. Kong. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it. I'll have more reviews, more kaiju stuff. I got some more kaiju merch that I'm going to be unboxing and showing off because I got some more NECA toys. And yeah, that's it. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review.